When the COVID-19 pandemic hit, businesses along Livernois shifted into survival mode. Joe's Gallery is a family-owned business that has been on Livernois for decades.
We are a community of 237 small businesses that stretch from basically 6 Mile to 8 Mile Road, and predominantly female-owned. I think we're almost 60% female-owned here on the Avenue of Fashion, female minority. So when COVID struck, March 23rd, the majority of us went down for about 10 weeks. But being prepared for the unexpected is just a part of being a small business. And for a lot of us, having that go live and being ready for the unexpected is real important. It's really survival at this point.
Across the street from Joe's Gallery is the Narrowway Cafe. Co-owner Sabrina Swain has made changes to the way the coffee shop operates.
Sometimes worry can creep in, but I believe for us, it was more of a survival mode. It was, okay, how can we adapt? How can we make this work? And at the same time, how can we continue to make sure that we're taking care of our employees as well as our customers? What is going to be the best form of action? And I believe that we have made those tough decisions.
We've been trying really hard to find places like Narrowway where you can walk up to the window and get coffee. And we just got back from having lunch in Corktown at Mudgee's down in Corktown because they have an outside patio. So we want to support whatever businesses we can that are trying to keep things outside and spaced out during pandemic, keep it safe and keep our businesses going.
Next door to the Narrowway Cafe is Cuzzo's Chicken and Waffles restaurant that opened in January of 2015. Prior to the new 3-week pause on indoor dining, Cuzzo's was operating at 50% capacity.
It's important to support our people, so we can go ahead and make it through this.
The restaurants, they actually are doing okay. They ramped up their carry-out business, and that helped out a lot. That kept them afloat.
This is the second time businesses on the Avenue of Fashion have been forced to shift into survival mode. In April of last year, the city of Detroit began a redevelopment project along this section of Livernois. We went there last summer to see how business was going during the construction of wider sidewalks, new lighting, a protected bike lane, and dedicated turning lane.
I appreciate, having change, but it's just really hurting business.
The project took much longer than expected.
So the streetscape, which was only supposed to last a couple of months, ended up lasting around 8 months.
The process was brutal. It was very difficult. We lost a significant number of businesses. I can't undermine that. September 30th, 2019. So I remember that day specifically because they had just poured the concrete literally up to my door. We had knocked out all of the street and the concrete was gone now and they just poured it. It was fresh. And we could actually open the doors and have a normal day of business. It was a huge sigh of relief.
We thought that as November of 2019 approached, and that was kind of the end of the streetscape, that, although we're going into our slow season of the winter, that the spring of 2020 was going to be our time with this new, beautiful, enlarged sidewalk and the streets, that it was just going to go smoothly. But lo and behold, 2020 hit, and it has been a whirlwind.
Just as businesses along Livernois were approaching the light at the end of the construction tunnel, COVID-19 brought the world to a standstill.
If we had to close because of COVID and construction, it meant losing a 20-year legacy business. There's only a handful of legacy businesses here on the Avenue of Fashion.
We got a lot of help from the city this time around. So that's the reason a lot of the business didn't go out of business.
I think that it's most important that we, spend our money and spend our dollars in our own community where you live at and let us grow, because we've been feeding other communities for a long time. It's a shame it took this type of environment to get us into this mental space, but I think it's a good thing.
I think that Black Lives Matter has drawn more emphasis. You definitely see greater grant opportunities out there for minorities, which was desperately needed. You can't take a loan out as a business owner for everything that you need to do. So having reserve resources and those grant opportunities available are vital, particularly when you think about the national averages. 50% of Black businesses has failed as a part of this pandemic is a very serious issue.
Let me just say that I think that because of all of the social unrest, a lot of people were made aware of Black businesses. But Black businesses, in order to survive, they can't have a year. They need to have sustained support.
The Avenue of Fashion has had its fair share of ups and downs over the past few years, but this stretch of businesses has held strong and shows few signs of giving up.
Like I said, I think that this is just one of many situations that us as Detroiters and Black business owners are just going to come through and win.